Imagine this. You're sitting across from an interviewer. They ask you point blank if Love Island's most beloved couple, Nicolandria, is actually real, and instead of answering, you just sit there in complete silence, dead silence, the kind that makes your skin crawl and tells you everything you need to know. That's exactly what Greene from Love Island USA Season 7 did when confronted about Nic and Olandria's relationship. And what happened next absolutely shattered the dating show universe. We're talking explosive accusations, bitter fan wars, mental health struggles, and behind-the-scenes tea involving Taylor, Cierra, and practically everyone from Love Island Season 7 that has left the entire Love Island USA community questioning everything they thought they knew. Today, we're diving deep into the bombshell that Ace dropped about Nicolandria. And trust me when I say, this story gets messier with every single detail. If you're here for all the Love Island USA drama and want to stay updated on every twist in this saga, hit that subscribe button faster than Ace could backtrack his comments. And honestly, you're going to need those notifications turned on, because this story has more layers than a Love Island villa coupling ceremony. Let's start with the moment that sent shockwaves through every Love Island USA fan's timeline. Greene, the Islander who never quite found his match in the villa, sat down for what everyone expected to be just another routine post-show interview with Speedy Mormon. Everything was going normally until Speedy asked the question that would literally break the internet. Do you feel like Nic and Olandria's relationship is real? What happened next was pure chaos. Instead of giving any kind of diplomatic answer, instead of saying yes or no, Ace just sat there. Complete silence. The awkward kind that makes you want to crawl under a rock and never come out. When Speedy pressed him further, asking him to elaborate or clarify, Ace didn't backtrack. He didn't laugh it off or say he misspoke. Instead, he doubled down with implications that cut deep into the very foundation of what fans believed about their favorite couple. According to multiple sources who analyzed the interview, Ace suggested that some Islanders, particularly those in high-profile couples, came to the villa seeking clout rather than genuine love connections. The target of these accusations was crystal clear, even without him saying their names directly. The timing of this interview couldn't have been more devastating. This bombshell dropped right as Nicolandria was navigating the challenging post-villa period, trying to build something real away from cameras while still managing fan expectations and public curiosity. They were taking things slow, being intentional about their connection, and suddenly they're having to defend the authenticity of feelings that millions of viewers thought they witnessed develop in real time. The psychological impact of having someone from inside the villa publicly question your relationship cannot be overstated, especially when that someone was there for the intimate moments, the late-night conversations, and the behind-the-scenes dynamics that viewers never saw. What makes this whole situation even more loaded is the context surrounding Love Island USA Season 7. There had already been whispers and speculation about producer interference, stage storylines, and Islanders being coached on their connections. When someone from the inside starts suggesting that fan-favorite couples aren't genuine, it validates every conspiracy theory that's been floating around social media platforms. Ace essentially became the whistleblower that nobody asked for, but everyone secretly wondered about. But here's where the drama gets absolutely nuclear. According to sources close to the situation and details that emerged from the interview, Ace didn't just question their connection publicly. He allegedly claimed that Nic had privately confided in him about having no romantic spark with Olandria. If these allegations are true, this would mean that their entire post-villa journey, all the cute social media moments, the relationship updates, the fan favorite status, all of it could potentially be elaborate performance art designed for public consumption. The specific nature of these claims sent shockwaves through the Love Island USA community. We're not talking about vague implications or subtle suggestions. These were direct accusations about private conversations, intimate confessions, and the authenticity of emotions that fans had invested in emotionally for months. The allegation suggested that behind closed doors, away from cameras and public scrutiny, Nic had expressed doubts about his connection with Olandria that directly contradicted everything they were presenting to the world. These accusations hit differently because they came from someone who was actually there. Ace lived in that villa, experienced those late-night conversations, witnessed the dynamics when cameras weren't rolling, and had access to the kind of intimate knowledge that only comes from being part of the experience. This wasn't speculation from an outside observer or gossip from someone with no inside information. This was allegedly first-hand knowledge from someone who was present for the private moments that fans never got to see. The implications of these allegations extend far beyond just one couple. If there's truth to claims that Islanders privately express doubts about connections they publicly celebrate, it raises questions about the authenticity of reality television relationships in general. It suggests that the pressure to maintain public images and satisfy fan expectations might be creating environments where people feel compelled to perform relationships rather than live them authentically. What's particularly devastating about these specific allegations is how they undermine the narrative that fans had built around Nicolandria. Viewers had invested emotionally in their journey, celebrating their milestones, defending their connection against critics, and believing that they were witnessing genuine love developing in real time. These accusations force fans to question their ability to accurately perceive authenticity and wonder if they've been emotionally manipulated by carefully crafted storylines. The fallout from Ace's revelations was immediate and absolutely brutal. Social media platforms exploded with reactions hotter than the Fiji villa on the most dramatic recoupling night. The Love Island USA fandom split into two distinct camps, and the battle lines were drawn faster than you could say, "I've got a text." Team Ace supporters came out swinging, praising him for keeping it real and finally exposing what they claimed was obvious fakery that they'd been suspicious about all along. These fans pointed to specific moments in the villa where they felt Nic and Olandria's connection seemed forced, where their conversations appeared rehearsed for cameras, or where their chemistry felt manufactured rather than organic. They analyzed body language, dissected interactions, and created detailed threads explaining why they'd always felt something was off about the relationship. But Team Nicolandria wasn't having any of it. They came with receipts, posting compilation videos of genuine moments, analyzing every interaction with the dedication of professional relationship counselors, and defending every single aspect of the connection they'd watched develop. The counter-arguments flew fast and furious. Jealousy became the primary accusation leveled against Ace, with fans questioning his motives and suggesting that his inability to find love in the villa had left him bitter and resentful toward those who succeeded where he failed. The accusations of jealousy weren't just casual observations. Fans created detailed analyses of Ace's villa experience, pointing out his struggles to form lasting connections, his apparent frustration with the process, and what they interpreted as signs of envy toward couples who found success. They argued that questioning successful relationships is a classic move by reality show participants who feel overshadowed by more popular castmates and need to create controversy to remain relevant. Quick pause. If you're as invested in this drama as the fans fighting in these comment sections, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button, because trust me, we're just getting started with the tea. Here's where Nicolandria showed exactly why they remain fan favorites despite the controversy. Instead of engaging in lengthy public battles, instead of issuing paragraph-long statements defending every aspect of their relationship, instead of providing timeline breakdowns or evidence packages to prove their authenticity, they chose a completely different approach. According to sources, their response was delivered with what can only be described as major side-eye. That perfect combination of disdain and dismissal that says more than any lengthy statement ever could. This response strategy was absolutely brilliant for multiple reasons. First, it positioned them as the mature parties, taking the high road, while Ace appeared to be stirring drama for attention and relevance. Second, it avoided giving additional oxygen to allegations that might have grown stronger with defensive responses. Sometimes the most powerful way to handle accusations is to treat them as too ridiculous and unworthy of serious discussion. Their approach sent a crystal clear message to everyone watching. They're confident in what they have, they don't need to convince anyone of its legitimacy, and they're not going to waste energy defending their relationship against someone they clearly consider irrelevant. This kind of response requires incredible confidence and security in your connection, because it's essentially saying that the opinions and accusations of others don't matter when you know your truth. The strategic brilliance of this response became even more apparent as time passed. While Ace continued to deal with backlash and criticism for his comments, while fans continued to debate and argue about the authenticity of various relationships, Nico and Jaya simply continued living their lives and building their connection on their own terms. They refused to be pulled into drama that they clearly felt was beneath them. But their response wasn't just strategic. It also showed emotional intelligence and maturity that impressed even some skeptics. Rather than letting external accusations affect their relationship dynamics or create insecurity between them, they presented a united front that demonstrated the kind of partnership strength that actually validates the authenticity that was being questioned. To fully understand why Ace's accusations hit so hard and why the fan response was so intense, we need to dive into the complicated history between Olandria and Taylor that adds multiple layers to this entire situation. During the villa experience, Olandria had explored a connection with Taylor, with him spending the majority of his time struggling to build something meaningful with her while still pushing to be her main option. The Taylor-Olandria dynamic was complex from the beginning. There were moments of tension, including incidents where Olandria called Taylor out for pursuing other connections and completely shifting his attention after knowing someone else for only a few days. These moments showed Olandria's commitment to authenticity and genuine connection, making Ace's later accusations about her current relationship seem even more unfounded and potentially motivated by bias. What makes this history particularly relevant is that it demonstrates a pattern of Olandria being direct and honest about her feelings, even when it creates conflict or discomfort. If she was capable of calling out Taylor for behavior she found inauthentic or problematic, why would she suddenly become someone who participates in fake relationships for public consumption? The consistency in her character suggests that the accusations against her current connection don't align with her demonstrated values and behaviors. The Taylor situation also provides context for understanding villa dynamics and how connections developed under pressure. The tension that formed between Taylor and Olandria over his connection with Clark showed how real emotions and genuine hurt feelings played out when connections shifted. These weren't performed emotions for cameras, they were authentic reactions to real relationship dynamics. This background becomes particularly important when evaluating Ace's credibility and potential motivations. If Olandria was willing to publicly confront Taylor about his behavior and express genuine frustration about feeling led on or undervalued, it raises questions about why she would suddenly become someone who maintains fake relationships. The consistency in her character and behavior patterns suggests that her current connection is more likely to be authentic than performed. What often gets overlooked in the entertainment value of reality TV drama is the genuine human cost of public relationship scrutiny. The situation became serious enough that Nic had to publicly address his mental health amid the comments about his relationship with Olandria. This isn't just drama for social media. These are real people dealing with real psychological impact from having their emotions and relationships dissected by strangers. Imagine trying to build genuine feelings for someone while millions of people analyze your every interaction, debate whether your emotions are real, and constantly question your motivations. Then add the pressure of former villa mates publicly questioning your connection, and you've created a recipe for serious mental health challenges. The fact that it reached the point where Nic felt compelled to address his mental health publicly shows just how intense the pressure became. The psychological toll extends beyond just the couple being scrutinized. Ace himself faces backlash, criticism, and constant questionings of his motives and character. Reality TV participants often struggle with mental health challenges after their shows air, and situations like this can exacerbate those difficulties for everyone involved. This situation highlights broader concerns about the responsibility that comes with platform and influence. When reality TV participants make public statements about fellow cast members, especially regarding sensitive topics like relationship authenticity, there are real consequences for real people. The entertainment value of drama must be balanced against the human cost of that content. The mental health implications also extend to the fan communities who become emotionally invested in these relationships. When authenticity gets questioned, it doesn't just affect the couples involved, it affects viewers who have invested time, emotion, and energy into supporting connections they believed were genuine. The psychological impact of feeling potentially deceived or manipulated can be significant for fans who form parasocial relationships with reality TV personalities. This controversy has sparked much larger conversations about authenticity in reality television that extend far beyond just one couple or one show. The accusations against Nicolandria touch on fundamental questions that viewers have been asking about reality TV for years. How much of what we see is genuine? How much is produced or manipulated? Can real emotions develop in artificial environments designed for entertainment? Love Island USA has always walked a delicate line between authentic connection and compelling television. Producers need dramatic storylines, romantic tension, and couples that viewers will emotionally invest in. This creates an environment where genuine feelings can develop alongside strategic gameplay, making it nearly impossible for outside observers to distinguish between authentic emotion and calculated performance. The business implications of authenticity questions are significant for everyone involved. Reality TV couples often monetize their relationships through sponsored content, brand partnerships, and public appearances. Accusations of manufactured connections can impact earning potential if brands become concerned about being associated with relationships perceived as inauthentic. The financial stakes add another layer of pressure to maintain public relationships, regardless of private feelings. International Love Island franchises have dealt with similar controversies, and there's typically a predictable pattern: initial accusations, fan debates, couple responses, and eventual fading of interest as new drama emerges. However, the American social media landscape makes these controversies more intense and longer lasting than they might be in other markets. The combination of multiple platforms, fan communities, and content creation around reality TV drama creates environments where controversies can sustain themselves for extended periods. These authenticity questions also reflect broader cultural conversations about social media performance and the commodification of relationships. In an era where every relationship exists partly in digital space, where couples are expected to document and share their connections for public consumption, the line between authentic emotion and performance becomes increasingly blurred for everyone, not just reality TV participants.
As this drama continues to evolve and develop new chapters, several key questions remain unanswered that will likely determine the long-term impact of this controversy. Will Ace provide more specific details about his claims, or will he eventually walk back his implications? How will Nicolandria's relationship progress under this increased level of scrutiny and public attention? Will other villa participants speak out, either supporting or contradicting Ace's assertions about villa dynamics? Recent updates suggest that various Love Island USA Season 7 couples are navigating their post-villa relationships with different levels of success, and Nicolandria appears to be continuing their journey despite external pressure and criticism. Their ability to maintain their connection while dealing with public doubt may ultimately provide the strongest response to authenticity questions. The ultimate test for any reality TV relationship is time and consistency. Authentic connections tend to deepen and evolve naturally, while performed relationships often struggle under the pressure of maintaining facades without genuine emotional foundation. If Nicolandria continues to grow together, weather public storms, and builds something lasting, it will provide compelling evidence against any authenticity concerns. If they don't survive, it won't necessarily validate Ace's accusations, as many genuine relationships also struggle with the unique pressures of reality TV fame and public scrutiny. What's becoming clear is that this controversy has cemented Nicolandria's place in Love Island USA history, regardless of the ultimate outcome. Whether they're remembered as a genuine love story that overcame public doubt or as a cautionary tale about reality TV authenticity, their handling of this situation will likely influence how future couples approach similar challenges. The resolution of this drama will also impact how audiences engage with reality TV relationships going forward. If viewers become more skeptical about authenticity, it could change the entire dynamic of how reality dating shows are produced, marketed, and consumed. Alternatively, if Nicolandria successfully weathers the storm, it might actually strengthen fan investment by proving that genuine connections can survive even the most intense scrutiny. From a career perspective, the long-term implications vary for different parties. Ace's willingness to speak candidly about villa experiences positions him as someone who might continue to generate content around reality TV commentary and behind-the-scenes revelations. However, it also risks alienating him from former castmates and potentially limiting future opportunities if he's perceived as someone who violates unspoken confidentiality agreements. For Nicolandria, successfully navigating this controversy while maintaining their relationship could actually strengthen their brand and increase their marketability. Couples who can handle public pressure and criticism while staying authentic to themselves often become more appealing to sponsors and partners who value resiliency and consistency. The broader Love Island USA community continues to watch this situation closely, as its resolution will likely influence how cast members from future seasons approach relationships, public statements, and post-show controversies. The precedent set by how this drama unfolds could impact reality TV culture for years to come. Looking ahead, there are several potential developments that could change the entire narrative. New information could emerge that either supports or contradicts Ace's claims. Other cast members might choose to speak publicly about villa dynamics and relationship authenticity. Nicolandria could decide to address the situation more directly, providing their perspective on the accusations and their relationship journey. So, there you have it. The explosive drama that sent the entire Love Island USA universe into chaos and has everyone questioning what they thought they knew about villa relationships, authenticity, and the price of reality TV fame. From Ace's strategic silence that spoke volumes to the fan wars that erupted across every social media platform, from Nicolandria's dignified response that showed exactly why they remained fan favorites, to the broader questions about mental health and authenticity in reality television.
Whether you believe Ace's implications about private conversations and manufactured connections, or you stand firmly with Team Nicolandria and see this as jealousy-motivated drama from someone who couldn't find success in the villa, one thing is absolutely certain. This controversy has revealed just how emotionally invested we all become in these reality TV love stories, and how quickly paradise can transform into a battlefield when authenticity gets questioned. The truth is, we may never know exactly what conversations happened behind closed doors, what feelings were genuine versus performed, or what motivated various participants to make the choices they made. But what we can see is how different people handle public scrutiny, criticism, and the pressure that comes with reality TV fame. And honestly, that might tell us more about character and authenticity than any private conversation ever could. If you've stuck with this deep dive into Love Island USA drama, you're clearly as obsessed with this story as the rest of us. So smash that subscribe button one more time and turn on notifications, because if reality TV has taught us anything, it's that there's always another twist, another revelation, another bombshell waiting to drop. And you definitely want to be here when it happens.